Hello everyone, Daryl the Northern Vinyl Guy coming at you with a real quick vinyl thread video, and this one is in support of Ernest. Eldridge's channel, the Trailer Park Pimp, and he had just released his 200th video. He posted this thread about a month ago, and I was wanting to do it, but with the Christmas break and all that kind of stuff, I just got busy. So now I am able to come on here and support his channel through this thread. Um, Real simple, 5 questions, show some albums that you may or may not have shown before. And yeah, I'm going to leave a link to his channel down below. If you are not familiar with his channel, definitely give him a like, give him a subscribe, and consider participating in his thread to get him above 200 subscribers. I think he's at 188 as of the time of this video. So yeah, let's try to get him to 200 at least and beyond. So 5 questions. The first question is, show your favorite country album. I don't typically listen to country music too much. However, I do have a country musician that you don't see too often the in the VC, and I would say that this gentleman here almost broke he wasn't the first, but he kind of broke the color barrier, so to speak, when it came to country music. And that is Charlie Pride. And his album Burgers and Fries, which I think is fantastic. If you've never seen the movie Breakdown with, not Patrick Swayze, I can't remember his name now. Anyway, if you have not seen the movie Breakdown, definitely give it a shot. There's a scene where he goes into to a little bit of a bar, kind of a cafe restaurant type thing, looking for his wife. And Burgers and Fries is playing on the jukebox. So Charlie Pride, underrated country musician, and like I said, broke some barriers back in the 1970s when it came to country music. So there we go. Question number 2, the coolest artist you've ever met. Well, I haven't gone to too many concerts, and to be quite honest, I haven't met very many musicians. In fact, I haven't really met any. The closest I did meet this artist briefly, and I met her producer, or the person that was there at this brief concert that came to my high school. She performed a couple of sets for, I think it was a charity or something, and that is Canadian country musician Carol Baker. While she was there, I bought 2 of her albums. And of course, me being shy and all that, for whatever reason, I didn't ask for an autograph because that would have been an easy one to do. I mean, there was only about 30 or 40 people at this gig. So Carol Baker, like I said, Canadian country musician, also did a little bit of Christian or gospel music, that kind of thing, and was all over the charts in the 70s and 80s here in Canada. But the one that I came closest to actually like a real, like, I'm not saying she's not famous, but probably the most famous one I came within a couple of feet of. I was sitting in the Winnipeg airport with my younger sister, and we were heading back from college break, Christmas break, and Biff Naked. I'll leave a picture up here. But Biff Naked was sitting 2 seats away from us, 3 seats away, and me and my sister chickened out and did not introduce ourselves, fearing that maybe it wasn't Biff Naked, but I am 99.9% positive that it was. And that would have been a cool experience, nonetheless. All right, number 3. Show an artist that you think more people need to know about. Well, I'm going to show 3 records here, just kind of his discography. I've talked about this guy before. He was in a Canadian, I guess maybe Christian band. They released 4 albums in the 1970s, band called Deliverance. But one of the singers on it, they're all mainly brothers, was a singer by the name of Paul Jans. He did some solo stuff in the 80s and the 90s. So this is probably his most famous album, Renegade Romantic. My dad used to play this when I was a teenager, early teens. Wasn't the hugest fan of it at the time, respected it, and Every Little Tear was one of the big songs on here. Stand, And I believe Rocket to My Heart might have been a single. I can't remember, but that is the Renegade Romantic album. And then these are a couple of his 80s albums, Paul Jan's and Electricity. I think this is from 87, if I'm correct. I can't remember. Yes, 1987. This also had a few big hits on it. I Won't Cry, Believe in Me, and I Go to Pieces. Those were the three big ones from this, all hitting the Canadian charts, I do believe. And then he had another one. I don't know what year this is. I can't remember what year, but Go to Pieces and the song High Strung from this album here. So if you haven't checked out Paul Jan's, he later went on to be a theologist and worked for King's College in Ontario. And I don't even think he's releasing music anymore. I don't think he's touring any of that stuff. I think he's got out of the industry altogether. So Paul Jan's, lesser known in most places. Some Canadians would definitely remember him. Question number 4. An album that reminds you of your grandparents. This was the easiest question of them all. It is definitely The Platters. This is a compilation that I got, Special Memories, but my grandfather used to listen to the doo-wop music, all of this kind of thing. The Great Pretenders, the big track on here that reminds me of my grandfather. He used to play it when I was younger. So yeah, The Platters. And really, for that matter, any doo-wop, late 50s, early 60s music. And he used to listen to country music and stuff like that, but that's what I remember my grandfather most for. And last but not least, who am I wanting an album from in 2026? Well, I've been searching for Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusions 1 and 2. I would love a copy of each of those. I mean, it doesn't have to be an OG, but they're not the cheapest to buy new, even on reissues, and the OGs are, at least in my neck of the woods, and I find in any places that I've been in Canadian shops in Ontario, not the easiest to find. So yes, Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, and I would also like Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood. I know that they released a record store day one, but there's no way that I'm going to be spending, I forget what it was. I think it was like $200 or $300 on a box set. No, and it was mainly 45s and things like that. So I want a copy of Dr. Feelgood album in 2026. Hopefully I will find those 3 albums at some point. So there you go. Those are the 5 prompts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you are new to my channel, please leave me a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe. And definitely give Ernest a sub. Like I said, going to leave a link to his channel down below. And yeah, let's get him above 200 subscribers in the coming weeks. All right, thank you, take care, and we will see you on the next one.